Hi everyone, it's Giselle with another message for today, and I wanted to talk about a dream message that I received a few days ago now, but it took me a little while to again figure it out and dig in deeper to get the deeper meaning. I think this dream came to me not last night, but the night before, and it was just on the final night of the full moon. And what I dreamt, I had several dreams basically, but I guess they're there to tell one story. And the first dream that I had was that I had a bunch of candles lit in my house, and that there was a moth initially that flew in from a window, and it flew straight into the flame. And of course, it got burnt, and I thought, oh gosh, how awful. I'll close the window. But then there were a ton, and it didn't look like moths, they looked like actual butterflies because they were different colors, and there was so many of them. And for some weird reason, I only had a few candles lit on the windowsill, and in the dream, unbeknownst to me, I didn't light these, but there were so many thousands of butterflies, and they flew into the flames of all of these candles, where it looked like a proper fireworks display going off in my kitchen. And I freaked out. I was like, my goodness, what the heck? How crazy is this? And even though they were lit on fire, they were still flying around and then eventually scattered all over my floor in embers. And I thought, my God, if I walk all over these, my feet are gonna be scorched and burned. And there were still just so many flying around. And they kept coming as well. They weren't stopping. It was relentless. It had so many butterflies. Until eventually they stopped being burned, I think, and they just flew around, but they were no longer lighting themselves on fire. It was crazy. And then just before I woke up, and this usually happens, this every time I hear this song in my dreams, and it's been numerous times now, I can't really count how many times this song has come in, but I know this song is from my twin to me because it's meant so much to me all throughout my life, even before he was born. When I was very little, I would hear this song on the radio, and it would really warm my heart. Because I love the song. And now, years later, that song is one thing that he has always sent me through dreams as a message. And what was different about it this time is that I was singing it with someone. I didn't recognize my twin's face as the person singing it with me. And this is weird. This sometimes happens, but I feel the energy is very familiar. The energy is his, but I was just singing it with someone else, and I don't even recognize the singer. It wasn't a famous person. It was just a random man that had my twin's energy, and we were singing the song, Nothing's Gonna Change My Love for You. And it was beautiful. But the difference between this dream and all the other dreams where I did dream about that song is that I was singing it too, that it was a duet. Whereas before it was just the original song popping into my head and I would wake up with it, going round and round my head. This time it was me singing it with somebody. And I had to try and figure out, like, why the heck didn't they just show me my twin? Why did I have to sing it with a random man? Or so I thought. And as I really looked into it, what they were showing me was that, yes, it's him. But the reason why it doesn't look like him or sound like him is because he's changed. Yes, when he comes back, he is going to be the same guy, obviously. He's not going to look any different. But energetically, he will have learned so much. He will have spiritually done so much for himself and looked within and done the growing. And he's confirmed this to me. I know this from him. I know this spiritually as well as physically. He has done work. He has been, growing and becoming himself, the person that he needs to be in order to get this to happen for us. Just as I've been doing for myself, I've grown and changed, We are nowhere near the same people who firstly innocently met each other those years ago. We are different. I am different. I mean, I've already told him this. I have my own business now. I work from home a lot, although I do still have my little... So I use my actual day job as socializing now, because if I didn't have that 2 days a week, I would go mental, because I'd be just at home doing calls and readings for people. And yes, I speak to you on the phone, but I don't have human contact very much. I mean, you're my client and we have a reading session, but that's not the same as seeing friends and having food and socializing and having human contact. So I do need those 2 days a week where I go to work and essentially socialize with my colleagues, and then, use my other days at the weekend to spend time with my close friends and my sister. And yeah. So anyway, where was I going? Oh yeah, that my life is totally different. Yeah. Because before I was just working for my finance job 24/7, well, not 24/7 obviously, but 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, or whenever I was needed. And I just felt like I didn't have a life, or I certainly didn't have the life that I wanted. But now all of that's changed, and I'm molding my life each day more and more into the life that I want. I want a sense of freedom. I want a sense of having my own business. I want to help people most of all. That's the reason why I've chosen this business. I could have had any other business. I could have been selling paintings or selling music or writing whatever. But I chose this because I want to help, and I want to reach as many people with my message. Well, not just necessarily my message. Yes, some of this is my message, but a lot of it is channeled from my higher self, from your higher selves, from everybody on this journey to help us all on this twin flame path. And that's why I've chosen this job, because I really had a plethora of things that I, could have done. And I still try to incorporate that in my business. That's why you'll see that I do sometimes create art pieces for people, but with a twist. I do it with a healing energy, because I still want to use that talent as an outlet, But yeah, the dreams that I had was about the moths initially being drawn to the flame. And this message, even though they showed it to be in such a dramatic fashion, is that they will be drawn back to you like the moth to the flame. But that eventually they'll build themselves up to the point where they don't get burnt anymore, and they're not afraid anymore. And then you will be able to sing your soul duet together. It's no longer one-sided, where before I would just hear the original artist singing it, or just any one person, just one voice singing it. Now it's become a duet. It's become the two of you singing together in harmony, because it was a beautiful song. You know how sometimes you're messing around and you try and sing a duet, but then, you're both kind of either singing off key or the wrong words, or not on the same, not harmonized, not beautiful, the way that a well-rehearsed duet sounds. But this was beautiful. It was harmonized. It was perfect. It was just absolutely perfect. And that's how things are going to be. That's how they want things to be. And they have changed. They have worked on themselves. They have. If you've worked on yourself, you can bet that they've worked on themselves. You are connected at the heart. You are not going to be progressing and then your other half of you not progressing. That's not going to be the case. And yeah, I just wanted to share that because I felt although it was quite weird when I was initially dreaming it, I thought, what kind of a weird message is this? Now it's very much making sense to me. They are drawn to you like the moth to a flame, but they will be brave enough to face it to the point where they're not going to get burned, and you will sing your beautiful duet together. You absolutely will. And it's going to be beautiful. And I'm not delusional, obviously. I know that things have still to be worked out. I know with my situation, I still have to speak my truth and not be afraid to actually say what I mean 100% without, going around the houses trying to allude to what I'm trying to say. I'm just going to strictly be, speaking my truth and saying no when it's no, and giving explanations as to why that is, but never hiding who I am anymore. And so when you do get back together, it's going to be amazing, but yes, there's still going to be some work to do, some ironing out of things and still to be harmonized. But that's the beautiful thing, is you get to do it together this time. So I hope this message helps, and I thank you all so very much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.